Welcome back. This is VIP Primo, and a lot of you have now gotten the DLC for the bikes. You've had a chance to settle into it, and you may or may not have passed judgment on this update yet. So one of the things we want to discuss today is obviously whether that should be true, and also I want to go over some new activities, free roam activities that you and your crew can have when you have some downtime that are really fun to do. So first things first is this DLC a good DLC? Some people have said that they don't like the DLC because we didn't get the slam van, we didn't get a double T drag bike, which is what they're calling a bike with a long sling arm. There's a lot of different things that didn't come in this DLC that we haven't seen yet. So my input on that is pretty simple. Let's not pass judgment yet. The reality is there's a good group of new vehicles that are going to be coming out, and one that's going to be unlocked in an adversary mode that may actually change your mind on how this is being let out to the public. The way I've seen it is that with the MC content, it's kind of being paced out. There is a lot of stuff in this that you may not unpack originally, and a lot of it has to do with the way the MC work has been put together. There's a lot of features that people are still uncovering and realizing when they're playing the update. So my thing with that is don't really just say this is it, yay or nay on it yet. Wait a little bit for these things to kind of pan out in your mind and play together and see how the play aspect of it works, and then we'll get a much better idea of how the update is, because the content of this is almost kind of secondary to what is actually in the update itself. So there's a couple of new vehicles that are coming out are going to be a Tornado Rat Rod, the LCC Sanctus, the Pegassi Esky, the Western Damon, a new Yoga Classic, the Pegassi Vortex, the BF Raptor, and the one that's going to be unlocked supposedly in a adversary mode that's going to be coming out is the Nagasaki Shotaro. And I have to say, the reason I haven't bought a Hakuchou drag bike is because I think the Nagasaki Shotaro is going to be the next XC80, or some people have said T20. I like that too. The next bike that's going to be a groundbreaker for the bike class. And that's why I'm kind of holding tight, because it may be a bike you can actually just win by winning an adversary mode. And there's also going to be clothing content that came with that as well. So like I said, this is something you want to hold off on. Just keep playing, keep enjoying the content, and then come back later and say, okay, did they make it right, or did they do things? Remember, the other option is to give the input to Rockstar and say, where's our double T drag bike, or where's our slam van? You know, those things are already in the game. It may simply be flipping a switch, and they may just kind of be, you know, lagging us into this content and saying, here it is, piece by piece by piece, and once it gets here, everything will be great. So again, I'm trying to be open-minded about it as well, because there's some of the stuff that kind of burnt me that I was like, why don't we have this? And that's just the way things are. So it's going to take time to roll out an update, and as I continue to play and see new content and see new things that are just, you know, put into a game where they really packed it in, and there's stuff that's gameplay content that's solid that you're not really seeing up top, that's going to start digging down as you get into the MC content itself and actually start opening your business and doing that. The big thing that I kind of had as being a little critical about it is that Rockstar is tending to make chunks like new CEOs and then new MCs and then new this and new that. My input to that is to make this CEO and SecuroServe and all this stuff a little bit more streamlined and easy for us to access. It would be better to have it all together and packed as kind of one little unit. So you went in and you selected something and you say, okay, today I want to be a CEO, or today I want to run an MC, and it's all in that one little tag down, drop down, because now our quick links are being very chocked full of different stuff, And as those things get streamlined, we're kind of missing things. So it needs to be a way that we're informed better of what the update is doing for us, and kind of putting it in a place where we know how to play the update. So for now, I'm going to get off the update. We're going to give that time. We're going to put it on the back burner, play it a little bit, and then once it's done, we'll give you input on it. So here's some new ideas, and I just have a ton of fun doing these, and I can't believe that it just goes right into the theme of what you're doing. So one of the first things we did is we did a fight club. A fight club can be done in the bar at Sandy Shores, and we just go in, you fill up the whole building with everybody that you want to have or wants to be involved in it, pretty much close quarters, and just you pick your favorite melee weapon, if you will, or you can just do it bare fists, whichever one is fun for everybody. And what you do is you start a fight. And when everybody spawns, of course, they spawn outside of the building. So that way you know that everybody that spawns outside has already been eliminated. So it's basically a process elimination until one dude is left standing inside the bar, and that's your winner. It is just so fun to watch it happen and go down and be in it, because you feel very vulnerable at the same time of why you just see everything going everywhere and you just start swinging. So a lot of people have said, don't use stuff like golf clubs or, some of the machetes or any of that kind of stuff. Whatever rules you want to put in it is fine. We let broken bottles, anything that was considered like an improvised device, or things that would have been on them, like knives and things of that nature. And that way it kind of fared everything up, and it was still quick in the way it went down, but it was still kind of competitive in the same vein. There is a lot of luck factor in it too, but it's really fun to do. And in the way it happens, we ended up doing, I think, it probably 3 or 4 times. So the next one is the Drink Till You Die. And in Drink Till You Die, you go into your new MC building, and usually you can pick either the 2 items that are on the table, though that's an option to do it. Some people were basically smoking till they died, and the other person was drinking till they died. That takes a long time. So I don't know what it is, the difference between the game that we play and the game that they have, but it took people like 16, 17 tries. We had people that literally gave up. It took so long. So you might want to try out that one, but the best way to do it, we did, was what you do is you go to the store, buy as much beer as you can, and each player, or you can have a group of players, will set their quick action to drink beer, and they continually click on their action button as fast as they can, and the first person to fall is the winner. So the quicker you can drink and the quicker you can get yourself killed, the better. The beauty of it is that triggers cutscenes inside the apartment. So if you do it inside of your MC, you're going to end up in the bathroom. And I don't know if it counts as a death. I didn't see it say somebody died. So if it happens inside your MC, you actually may not get any problems with the death count on it. So it's really fun to do. And that ended up being one of the favorite games we had too. Remember that if you're inside of your MC, that if you play darts or you arm wrestle, you're gonna still be in that room. So everybody can watch you arm wrestle. Everybody can watch you play darts. It is really cool to see how this new thing got together and how people can come together inside this MC and make stuff, this MC building, and make things happen. So obviously drag racing is big. Anybody who likes drag racing, drag bikes, and as well as the chopper bikes are just made to drag race, and it's a blast to do. The other thing is that I said Burnout Contest. Now this requires you not to have bulletproof tires, which of course in my world makes everything so much more funner anyway. But what you're going to do is 2 bikes line up together. They spin their tires as fast as they can, and the first one to blow their tires wins the Burnout Contest, which is another great fun game. We didn't do too much of it, but because a lot of people had ended up buying bulletproof tires, so it is what it is. But if you have people who don't use a lot of bulletproof tires, it could be a great game. Now, the crowning jewel of this discovery that we did for new activities has to be one of my favorite things now to do. Motorcycle jousting. So motorcycle jousting works similar to the way you have a new feature with your melee attack that allows you to hold down your one button. On the Xbox, it's press A, and then you press right bumper or left bumper depending on which side you hit. And when you press it down, it actually preps the swing. So when you let go, that's when the swing happens. It takes a little getting used to, but once you get used to it, it'll fly, trust me. So what you do is I did it on Sandy Shores because it's a very tight track and there's wood on either side, so if somebody goes off track, they can hit something and they crash. So the rules are simple. You either kill the other guy or you knock him off his bike. And you'd be amazed at how many times you can knock people off their bike and not kill them, which is the awesomest feature of this new melee ability on the back of a bike. So what you do is both people line up on either side, similar to jousting. You roll towards each other, and at the right time you hit each other, and whoever falls off first wins. I usually do 3 passes, so if they can't knock each other off in 3 passes, then they obviously need to go back and practice someplace because they suck. And the other thing is that if you for any reason drive off and hit a car, or you drive off and hit something else and you crash and you fall off your bike, you lose as well. It's a great way of not only testing your ability on a bike, but it also tests your ability to kind of fight with the bike, because you can't just swing. You have to pay attention to the traffic and everything. So that's some new ideas for you guys, and try them out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you guys have a great day. Bye. And a lot of us have worked very hard to get, and I feel a little bit like I want to go